We've really enjoyed using the Holiday Rambler this year. We've camped in it several times, and we still have a few things left to do on it, but I recently bought another project, and it is a 1979 Avion. I think it's a 30R. So we're going to take a look at this and see what it's like, what it needs. So we'll take a look around. I've never had a shiny aluminum camper before. One of the first things you'll notice is there's damage here. Evidently there was a car that ran into it and caused damage on this front aluminum panel and underneath there. So that'll be something that I will most likely replace. I don't think there's going to be any way to straighten that out, so I'll most likely try to replace that. One of the wheels will need to be replaced. It's got new tires. Brakes have been serviced, so it pulls well, pulls fine. Brakes work well. Lots of little things on this camper and a few big things to work on. The lights on the exterior, there are a few of them that work, but most of them don't, and most of them are in poor condition. You can see these are coming off, and I haven't found where to get those yet. I haven't spent a whole lot of time looking, but they're fairly small lights, and I really don't know where to get those. We've had some rain recently, and I've found 3 leaks in kind of obvious places. One of them is around this refrigerator vent, so it's probably just the seal around where that refrigerator vent is attached to the top of the trailer. I'll have to get up there and look at it. I really haven't looked at the top of it to see. I've just seen where a little bit of water is dripping in. And then there's a hole in the roof. Obviously water's coming through that. Let's take a closer look at that. So you can see where there's a hole, and it looks like somebody's tried to patch it with some black tar or something, and it's been a long time since they patched it, so it's coming off. So I will probably put something temporary on that to keep the water out for now, and then probably at some point put an aluminum patch, rivet an aluminum patch on there. I'm just not prepared to do that yet, so I'll put something temporary. Might put a little Eternabond on there for now, or I might just I don't know, I'm not sure what I'll do for that yet. The window glass is all good, but the trim around the glass on, I think, all of these windows is in poor condition and is going to need to be replaced. I'll probably end up taking all the windows out, probably take the glass out of the window frames, and hope I can find this seal that goes around here and put all new seal there. You can see this one up here, it's just shrunk and coming away from the edge, and in several places somebody's put a lot of silicone on here, so that'll need to be taken all off and new rubber put on that. With the exception of the front end where it's dented, the aluminum seems to be in pretty good condition. It's very discolored and oxidized, so I'll have to see how to clean that and polish that. I don't know that I'm gonna completely polish it like a mirror finish. I know that's pretty time consuming, but I'm gonna at least try to clean it and condition it or treat it somehow. I've read there's something that you can apply that will kind of bring the aluminum color back or make it look better. Also, the awning is gone. It had a Zip D awning at one point and had the center pole, which I believe is an option. And basically what that does is just when you have, after you put the awning up, I think you raise that and extend it out to the edge of the awning, and it just gives it some extra support for a long awning. So let's go in and take a look. It's pretty rough inside, but let's go in and check it out. Alright, the door latch does not have the lock in it. It does open and close with this right here, but I'll have to see about if I need to replace this whole thing, or if I can get the cylinder that goes in there with a key. The door itself seems to be pretty straight, and which is good. Actually, the rubber around the window looks good as well. The screen door is pretty straight. The screens themselves will need to be replaced, which is pretty easy. And then this mesh right here, it's broken in a few places. I think I can find something probably to replace that with. In fact, I don't know if that's original. That looks kind of rough on the edge. Probably not original. We'll see what the original looked like. Maybe get some of the nice little curved aluminum pieces that are kind of ornate. Okay, let's see what's in this camper. So whenever you buy an old camper, you never know what you're going to find inside, so let's see what's in here. It's obvious that this camper was used to store parts for a lot of different things, I guess, but there was at least one other camper had some parts that are in here. I think this dinette right here is not original to this camper. It's kind of long, but from what I've seen, the Avion dinette tables are made out of wood and look pretty nice and extend out. So we'll see what else we have here. There's a microwave right there, and there's a microwave right there, and I do not believe either one of those is original. I saw what I believe is the original bill of sale for this, and microwave was not checked on that sheet. There's a water heater there, and there's also a water heater installed in the back. There's some cabinetry. This is there's a lot of stuff in here that's painted pink, and it's obviously not from this camper. So I'm gonna have to clean all this out to get down to the floor and see what that looks like. The plywood subfloor around this door is going to need some work, as a lot of older campers where it gets wet. And then this part right here is just insulation board. It's kind of a hard styrofoam, and I'm suspecting that it may be that way across the whole front end of the trailer, but we'll have to move all this junk out of the way before we can find out. One of the things I like about the Avions and some of the other trailers is that these have aluminum skin on the inside, riveted aluminum skin, so there's nothing to rot or get wet. So a good part of this ceiling looks to be in good condition. That looks nice and clean, and it's got the nice texture on there. So I wondered why this section over here was so dirty, and I think that it's just because someone has cleaned this middle section, and looks like someone has cleaned over here and then stopped right about there, and then they cleaned over here and stopped right at the corner of that cabinet. And we tested a little spot over here earlier I think yesterday, and I think it'll come pretty clean. It's going to take some elbow grease, but I think it's gonna come clean. So, and I like the look of the white or off-white walls. I think it'll be a good contrast to the wood. And that's one thing I like about the Avion is the wood surfaces. Just about all the brown that you see is an actual wood surface. You know, it might be veneer. In fact, I guess most of it's probably veneer. Maybe not this part. I don't know. But I think what we'll do is I think we will clean all that and condition it. Maybe put a little stain back on it and try to bring it back to looking original. And I think that'll be a nice contrast to the white walls. We will probably go back with something light color on the floor. I'm pretty sure this is the original vinyl floor, and we'll find something similar or something light color that we like to put down. I don't think I would put down the vinyl planks like I put in the Holiday Rambler that look like wood. I think I would just pick a nice looking vinyl to put down in here. So there's definitely some big pieces missing. There's no dinette, there's no couch in the front, table or anything. A couple of configurations that I've seen are to have like a couch or a bench seat on either side and then a table in the middle. Maybe even a U-shape. I'm not sure if it's a U-shape seating, but at least a bench on each side, kind of a long bench on each side, and the table in the middle extends to be pretty long. And another configuration is a bench on the left, a table that comes out from the front and extends out, and then on the right, two chairs. I think they were maybe swivel chairs, maybe not, but they were upholstered the same as the bench seat or the couch that's on the left. And I think that couch on the left probably made a bed. I'm not sure how big it was. Another piece that's missing is there was a stove right here, and so there's no built-in cabinet or anything for the stove. I'll have to rebuild that. Here's where the vent was and light up under that cabinet. Also the refrigerator, which I'm sure this is the original refrigerator, Dometic, actually looks to be in pretty decent condition. Most likely will work. I don't know. We'll have to test it and try it out. But it is also missing cabinetry that went around it, and I'm sure it wasn't sitting that low to the ground originally, so we'll have to, I need to find pictures of 79s and or similar years and see how that looks, and to be able to rebuild that back. So as we go back toward the back, I like this rounded paneling right here. We've got lots of closet space. There's some pretty cool looking lights in here. That is an old light. I don't know if it's to this camper, but it is definitely an older style light. There's another one right there. There's this, which I don't think that's going to be original, but it's pretty cool looking. There's another one of these down here as well. So a good bit of closet cabinet space. Here's the furnace. I'll have to work on that, see if we can get that to work. Replace that grill on there. One of the things that is nice here is that this countertop, it's not wood, but it's Formica, I guess, and it's in really good condition. Over here it's got an irregular place on the front, but there's probably a metal strip that would go there to, between it and the stove. And then it has these covers for the sink, which are, I'm sure, original. The bottom of them are a little bit old looking, but could probably repair that. And so those look nice there. As we go toward the back, there's a couple of big closets here with no telling what inside them. In the bathroom, right here, toilet's pretty nasty, but the sink and countertop are not bad. Probably clean those up good and use them. The wall covering is, I'm assuming that's aluminum like the ceiling. It looks like the same texture, I'm not sure, but it's in good condition. Got a medicine cabinet with a mirror, sliding mirror. The shower looks to be in good condition. It's an off-white. It'll probably clean up pretty nicely. And then here's the back bedroom. It originally had 2 twin beds with a walk space in between. Probably someone had just had a mattress in here laying across on this plywood or particle board. Nice little cabinet here below, and then one above. Nice cabinets all the way around. These cabinets have good things here to keep the doors up.
Hello?
Hello. And this is probably the original stove. It's yellow and it looks like the flooring has a little bit of a yellow cast to it. The bathroom sink and counter were yellow, so it might have been original. So we're going to have to decide if we want to put the 2 twin beds back like they were, or if we want to do something with like a queen size or maybe even a king size. There would not be room to put a walk around queen in here because I can't remove this side here because the water heater is here, the water pump, and then the freshwater tank is there, and then underneath on this side the only thing is this vent, but I could reroute that vent, but I don't think I'm going to go to that trouble. So if I do something with a queen bed, we'll probably just kind of make a platform on top of what's there. But we might very well go back with the original twin beds. We'll see. There is a channel master. I think that's an antenna control or something. There's an antenna on top of this trailer, so I think that has something to do with that. This fan looks to be mostly complete. The cover is gone. Have to find one of those for it. It looks like this is similar to the Holiday Rambler, where you you can raise and lower each side of the cover on top, raise it all the way up, or just one side or the other, and then use the exhaust fan. The fan in the front is missing completely. There's a hole there, and so there's a water-filled piece of plastic up there that I need to go get the water out of, and probably put something else over it, something substantial to cover that up. And then I'll have to find a complete replacement fan and cover and everything for that. Okay, we're gonna be unloading some of this junk out of here to see what we find underneath.
Kenapa dia kecil tanpa besi?
Okay, so there's a heater. There's a water heater right there. And that's about it. Okay. So I've got a couple of sayings about old campers, and one of them is, when I look at an old camper, you know, look for the potential, look for the good, because there's going to be plenty of bad, but look for the good in the old camper. The other saying is, it's always worse than it looks. And so we got the front end of this camper cleaned out, and I can see that the way this floor was made, it was kind of a sandwich of plywood and 2x2s and insulation. So in the front part, the lower half of the lower plywood is rotting away. So I'm going to have to probably take everything out all the way back to here at least and put new plywood on the bottom. I'm going to have to even put some new wood around the edge. I always was a little unsure how a trailer set on a frame, but it looks like this this 2x2 is sitting on a steel part of the frame, and then you can see there's that's part of the tongue, I guess, actually, that goes out, that this plywood is sitting directly on, looks like. So anyway, I'll have to replace a lot of that around the edge, and around the front, and on that side, and probably up, maybe all the way around. But I'll know that when I get it done, it'll be in good shape and be solid.